Hi friends, welcome back to Readers Workshop. And today what I want to talk about is that as second grade readers, you guys have been doing so much note taking lately. And because you've done so much note taking and you probably have a lot of post-it notes like I have, there needs to be a way to use all those notes and ideas in order for us to think about our topics more deeply. So, today I want to teach you that when readers are trying to make sense of a text or a nonfiction book, it helps to look across their post it notes and ideas, either on the same page or across the pages. So, these are all my notes that I've taken so far on my book. And the first thing that they do is they figure out a way to organize their information. Then they look at their post it notes side by side and ask, how are these the same and how are they different? So the first thing that I'm going to ask myself is, how could I organize these? Which notes go together? Why? What category would they fit into? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my post-it notes. So my book that I've been reading is about the Empire State Building in New York City. And it's been really interesting to learn all about the history of the Empire State Building. A lot of things I didn't know already. So it's been pretty cool. Now these are my post-it notes that I've taken so far. And the first thing I need to do is think about how I can organize these. So if I'm looking at them, I notice that a lot of the notes that I've taken are either on the history of the Empire State Building or what the Empire State Building looks like. So those were some categories that I thought I could organize my books into. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to put my history notes over here, and I'm going to put my things that, or the way that the Empire State Building looks like over here. So this is the history, this is the history. Is also the history of the building, right? And when we talk about the history of the building, it means the way that it was built, who were the people that built it, when did it start being built, a long time ago, right? So the history of it. Okay, so now that I've organized my notes, I'm going to think to myself, how are these the same and how are they different, right? So I know that these notes are all about the ways that the Empire State Building was built, who built it, right? What people know about it. And this is all about how the Empire State Building looks. Now, I know that they're different, right? Because they're about kind of two different categories. This is the way that it was built, and this is the way that it looks. But it's also pretty similar because, right, the way that it looks is also part of its history, right? These two friends named John and Al wanted to build the tallest skyscraper in the world. So what they decided to do was they decided to work together to build this super tall building, right? This this, the Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world for 49 years, is pretty similar to this post-it note that I have over here that says it's 1,454 feet tall from the ground floor to the top. This one says you can see 5 states from the top of the Empire State Building, right? This post-it note says it is known as the world's most famous office building and America's favorite building. This post-it note over here says visitors can go to the 102nd and 86th floors. All the others are for people who work there. So these are pretty similar, right? Because the building is known as the world's most famous office building. And this post-it note is talking about how all the other floors, except for the 102nd and the 86th floors, are for people who work there. Right, so what I did first was I organized my post-it notes so that I didn't have a bunch of post-it notes all over the place that weren't really organized, right? First I organized them and I thought about how they could go together. Then I thought about how these were similar to these post-it notes and how they were kind of different. So today, I want to remind you that you should continue taking notes while you're doing your independent reading. And then, when it's time for partner reading, you and your partner can organize those notes into categories, right? Just like what I just did, and you can compare them, think about how they're the same, and contrast them, think about how they're different. So, as a reminder, you should be reading for 25 minutes, right? We're going to set our timer, read for 25 minutes. When the timer goes off, then you can do your partner reading and share your notes with your partner. I want to remind you that it's really important to take notes on your books, just like what I did, so that you can keep track of what your book is about and you can grow your big ideas like all the things that we've learned about. Okay, off you go.